Have you ever wondered if a woman secretly likes you but just won't come out and say it? No matter how much she's into you, she might not express her feelings outright. Instead, women often communicate their interest through subtle and unconscious gestures. These are the signs you need to pay attention to if you really want to know how she feels about you. Welcome to this video where we'll uncover 11 clear signs that a woman secretly likes you. And trust me, these signs are everywhere if you know what to look for. From the way she positions herself when she's around you to subtle changes in her tone of voice. These small but powerful clues hold the key to unraveling her hidden feelings. Women are naturally more indirect when it comes to expressing interest, but their body language and actions can speak louder than words. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to notice in her behavior to figure out if she's crushing on you in secret. Stick around. Her actions might surprise you. You might even discover signs you've been missing all along. It's time to decode the mystery and take the guesswork out of dating. 1. She subtly touches you. All right, picture this. You're chatting with this girl, having a casual conversation, and suddenly she lightly brushes your arm while laughing at a joke that wasn't even all that funny. Gentlemen, this isn't random. Women often use touch as a way to feel closer to someone they're into. It's their way of bridging that "we're just talking" gap and starting something a little more intriguing. Think about it. Touch is a powerful tool for connection. And no, she's not absent-mindedly bumping into you. She's making a conscious effort to establish this connection, whether it's a tap on the shoulder, brushing past you in a crowded room, or accidentally putting her hand on yours while reaching for the same thing. These small moves can mean big things. If it happens once, okay, maybe it's a coincidence. But if you notice these subtle touches happening consistently, it's not an accident. She wants your attention, and this is her way of testing the waters without being too obvious. Pay attention to how often and how naturally it happens. And remember, it's not about the touch itself, but the connection she's trying to build. 2, she mimics your gestures and style. Here's a fun one, and trust me, this one is so sneaky, you might not even catch it unless you're paying really close attention. Women have this uncanny ability to mirror the gestures, body language, or even the quirks of someone they're interested in. Yep, it's like they've switched on their subconscious copycat mode. Here's how it works. Say you're talking to her, and without even realizing it, you cross your arms. A few seconds later, bam, she does the same. You lean in while speaking, she mirrors you. You run a hand through your hair, next thing you know, she's doing it too. It's not just gestures either. You suddenly start wearing darker clothes. Next time you see her, she's rocking a similar vibe. But make no mistake, she'll make it work her way because women always pull that off. But why does she do this? Well, it's not something planned or calculated. It's a subconscious thing people do when they feel a connection. By mimicking your gestures and style, it's her way of deepening that bond, showing that she's in sync with you and just maybe trying to be the yin to your yang. It's a lot more flattering than it sounds, so take it as a compliment and keep those observational skills sharp. 3, she dresses up more than usual. All right, cue the makeover montage, because one big sign that a woman likes you is when she starts putting extra effort into how she looks around you. Listen, if she's suddenly looking stunning whenever you're around, it's not a coincidence, my friend. Girls don't just accidentally wear that figure-hugging dress or that bold red lipstick. It's a calculated move to grab your attention. Now, she's not going to be over-the-top obvious about it. It's the subtle changes you'll notice. You might see her tweaking her hairstyle, switching up her wardrobe to fit your vibe, or wearing accessories you once complimented. Plus, she might just happen to look amazing on days she knows you'll be around. Women are pros at these stealth plays. Here's the trickiest part, though. If you're not keen, you might miss the effort she's putting in. But trust me, suddenly polished nails, a stunning outfit, or that effortless but glam makeup are her ways of saying, "Look at me," without saying it, of course. Pro tip, don't shower her with compliments all at once. Compliment, but keep her guessing a little. Trust me. 4, she adjusts her clothes in front of you. All right, so here's a sneaky one that you might have seen but never really noticed for what it is. When a woman likes you, she'll often adjust her clothes when you're nearby. Sounds small, right? But there's a big reason for it. You walk into a room, and suddenly, she's smoothing out that perfectly fine blouse or tucking her hair behind her ears while glancing at you. Or maybe she's pulling up her jeans or adjusting her necklace as if she's in some rom-com. It's not just about how she looks. It's about you seeing her looking her best. This move is based on a mix of nervous energy and wanting to impress you. She's essentially saying, "I want to look good for you," but without saying a word. Oh, and if she adjusts her clothes while keeping eye contact with you, that's your cue that she's into you big time. It's like she's saying, "Do you notice me? Because I'm totally noticing you." Once again, the key is to pay attention. It's not every girl in the room doing this around you. It's the one who finds themselves drawn to you. Subtle adjustments to her appearance, especially in your presence, show that she's putting in effort where it counts. 5, she asks you intimate questions. All right, you know those questions that go way beyond small talk? Those are the ones we're talking about here. When a woman likes you, she'll want to know more about you on a personal level. But unlike casual conversations where the questions are surface level, the ones coming from her will make you raise an eyebrow and think, wait, where is this going? Here's the deal. If she's suddenly asking where you grew up, what your childhood was like, your hobbies, or even more telling, if you're seeing someone, that's a sign she's interested. Women won't risk putting that curiosity out there unless they want to dig beneath the surface. She's essentially trying to map out your life to see where she might fit into it. But here's a pro tip for handling this one. Don't lay out all your cards on the table. Answer her questions, but leave a little mystery. Why? Because mystery is attractive, and leaving her wondering about you will only draw her closer. And hey, while she's asking those questions, sneak in some of your own. It's a great way to shift the conversation into a mutual flow, and before you know it, sparks are flying. 6, she touches her hair. Fellas, this is one of the most classic signs that a woman is into you. Picture this scenario. You walk into the room. Before you've even said a word, she's already twirling her hair, brushing it over her shoulder, or running her fingers through it. Coincidence? Not a chance. This hair-touching behavior is her way of subconsciously making sure she looks flawless for you. Here's the deal. Women take pride in their hair. For many of them, it's one of their favorite features, so when they're interested in someone, that's the first thing they start focusing on. It's a way of saying, hey, look at me, without actually saying it. And here's the fun part. The frequency of her hair touching matters. If she does it once as you arrive, it's her way of saying, you're attractive. Twice, she's basically screaming, I find you really attractive. 3 times or more, well, my friend, that's a neon flashing sign saying, I can't stop thinking about you. The next time you're around her, watch closely. Is she adjusting her hair just a little too often? And is it mostly when you're nearby with her suddenly smoothing it out or tucking it behind her ear? That's not nerves, that's interest. But hey, don't take this one sign alone as confirmation. Pair it up with a few more gestures, and then you'll know for sure. 7, she bites her lower lip. Now, this one is the ultimate tell. If you catch a girl lightly biting her lower lip when she's around you, it's time to grab your detective hat because the case is pretty much solved. This subtle yet super sultry gesture shows she's nervous about how much she likes you, but doesn't want you to know just how nervous she is. There's even science behind it. Studies have shown that lip biting is an unconscious response to anxiety, especially the kind of nervous excitement that kicks in when someone's near someone they're crushing on. It's like her body is giving away her feelings even though her brain is trying to keep it cool. Imagine this. You're sitting across from her during a conversation, and mid-laugh, you notice her biting her lip. Or maybe you're just standing there talking, and as you glance down, you see her doing it casually but deliberately. Trust me, that's not random. But here's where it gets interesting. She might not even realize she's doing it because this gesture often stems from her trying to hold back her emotions. It's like her body saying, you're really making me feel things right now, but I don't want to spill the beans just yet. You don't need her to say it out loud. Her lips are doing the talking for her. 8, she smiles a lot around you. All right, we've got to talk about the smiles, guys. When a woman is into you, she doesn't even need a reason to flash those pearly whites. You could tell the dullest joke in human history, and guess what? She's still going to laugh and light up like you just cracked the funniest punchline on earth. You're not Dave Chappelle, my guy, but to her, you might as well be. Here's why it happens. When a woman is around someone she finds attractive, her body goes through a series of natural reactions. One of these is the release of serotonin, the feel-good hormone. This gives her a boost of happiness just by being near you. And the most obvious way this feeling shows up, smiles. These aren't just polite smiles, by the way. These are full-on, can't-hide-it smiles that make her glow. For example, you're mid-conversation. Every little thing you say seems to crack her up. Is she laughing just a little too hard at that mildly amusing story you told? Or smiling wide even when you're not saying anything earth-shattering? Guys, don't dismiss this. When a woman likes you, you'll feel like a comedy genius, even if you're just talking about the weather. Pay attention to how often she's doing it, how genuine it looks, and when it happens. If she's smiling while looking into your eyes or cracking up over something silly, congratulations, she seriously enjoys being around you. 9, she maintains intense eye contact. Fellas, if her eyes are locked on yours, like she's trying to stare straight into your soul, you better believe this one's a huge sign. Most people don't tend to hold extended eye contact unless they're interested in connecting with you. If a woman is regularly doing this, it's her way of showing that you've got her complete attention. Now, holding someone's gaze longer than usual can feel a bit intense, but that's the whole point. When a woman likes you, she wants to connect with you more deeply, and her eyes aren't just looking at you. They're telling you, she's into you. But there's more going on here. By holding your gaze, she's also observing you to gauge your confidence, energy, and how engaged you are in the conversation. She's silently asking, are you as into this connection as I am? Now, here's a quick tip to match her energy if you notice this happening. Don't overthink it, but maintain eye contact in a confident, relaxed way. Pro tip, if holding eye contact feels too intense for you, cheat a little by looking between her eyes or focusing on her. She'll still feel like you're giving her undivided attention and you won't feel as awkward. If she's maintaining eye contact while leaning forward, slightly smiling, or giving off other matching signs, then bam, case closed. She's definitely into you. 10, she leans slightly towards you. Here's one that's easy to overlook but actually tells you a lot. If you're chatting with a girl and notice her leaning towards you, even just a little, that's her body screaming, "I'm totally paying attention to you." This micro movement might seem small, but it's packed with meaning. Leaning towards someone in conversation is a form of subconscious body language that screams interest and attraction. It's her way of showing she's super tuned in to what you're saying, even if you're rambling about your favorite pizza toppings. The key here is to notice whether she's leaning in consistently when she talks with you, and if she mirrors your posture, drawing closer to match your vibe. Imagine this. You're sitting across from her at a table, and as the conversation flows, you catch her inching toward you, resting her chin on her hand, or closing the gap just enough to make it noticeable. Her leaning in is a mix of curiosity about you and attraction. It's her way of aligning herself with you, whether she realizes it or not. And remember, this doesn't have to be a grand gesture. Even the smallest shift towards you can signal enormous interest if it's paired with consistent eye contact, a smile, or some playful energy. Watch for those little details, my guy. They're your biggest clues. 11, she blushes when she sees you. All right, last but definitely not least, the blush. This one is pure gold because it's nearly impossible for her to fake. If you notice her cheeks turning red when you walk into the room or when your eyes meet, you can bet she's thinking, "Oh no, he's here. I can't hide my feelings." Blushing is a natural body response to heightened emotions, and attraction is one of the strongest triggers for this effect. When she's caught off guard by her feelings for you or nervous in your presence, blood rushes to her cheeks, leaving behind that telltale rosy hue. Here's the fun part. Blushing isn't just an involuntary reaction. It's also a dead giveaway of how nervous or excited you make her feel. Next time you see her, try this. Give her face a quick glance when you make eye contact. Does she look unusually flushed? If so, that's a big sign that she's into you. But don't stop there. Watch for multiple signs stacked together, like her smiling, leaning closer, or adjusting her hair while blushing. The more of these gestures you see, the clearer the picture becomes. And there you have it, 11 powerful signs that a woman secretly likes you. These gestures may seem subtle at first, but when you start paying attention, they paint a clear picture of her feelings. The key is to notice how often these signs occur and how they align together. If you're seeing multiple signs over time, chances are she's genuinely into you. Confidence is your best tool here, so trust your instincts and don't hesitate to take a step forward if the vibes feel right. After all, attraction is a two-way street, and recognizing these signals is your first step toward a deeper connection. Good luck, my guy. You've got this.